Hey everyone, Tech Debt video. Every 9th video in the sprint, I want to make sure that we take the time to undo some code that we had to create before parts of the system were created. Kind of demoing the flexibility of the system, being able to just move forward and get some things done. But at the same time, if we don't do it now, if we don't make time for it, then we're going to have an insane amount of work to do before we get this system ready for production, basically. So I plan on kind of cleaning up some table variables where I can, adding some comments, and tech debt. So hope you enjoy. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon. Alrighty, so one of the first things we want to do to get ready for this tech debt video is we need to add some more dataset types to the file and file group realms. So I'm going to copy the class because we have common right now and I don't feel that there's a need to change that. And then the family, the same thing. I'm going to copy assigned and just see 2 and 3. Just make sure that I'm updating the class it's associated with and just continue to use unassigned. Just keep that pattern there in case we ever need to change it. So now for the dataset type under file, we're going to add cluster and give it a key name of cluster. We're going to copy that row, paste it for blob, give it a key name of blob, and we'll do it again for index. Key name of index, and our last one, columnar. And because I don't have my unique indexes set up, I can actually copy all these rows and paste them without getting an error and assign them to the file group. So this is going to help us replace some of our table variables, and I'm just going to work on the units. So this specific unit looks like it's working off the database types. So I can use my script to pull all of the database type information, relational realm, t-sql, local databases only, and pull those that type information. Let's see, I just have to add system. And we're going to use this query. Oh, let's get rid of key name. We're going to use this query to feed this procedure. Instead of having 4 calls, I can just create a cursor to cursor through this select statement, so we can reduce the footprint that we have, and now we have a data-driven version of our unit creator. I just have to make sure that no other database types interfere in that relational t-sql local, but I don't have any needs for any other types under that specific realm. Another way to look at it is we're going to need a way to define folders and other things that contain data sets, and even an empty concept of a database for templates. But using like an external or abstract database realm will help us avoid collisions in this relational t-sql types path. So after declaring my database type, I could just clean up my code, make sure that I'm calling that one procedure with that new variable that from our query, and that one's good to go. I think, well, I still need to create the function, and that one will be done. So for here, same kind of thing. I'm just gonna copy this code for our file unit create, and I can see that was data set. So I'll just go down to database type and replace this table variable now that we're pulling from actual database type tables. And I could just highlight this, replace ref database with ref data set. And I believe it's file common unassigned, and that should give me blob cluster, and yep. So same exact concept. I'm just replacing these temp database tables with actual tables. So I can clean up my code, save it, and move on to the next. Another unit. Another couple of table variables to replace. Let's see. I'll just copy the DataSet type 1 since I already have it and paste it. So change the realm to file group and get the same information, but it's important that we differentiate. You know, I don't think we need to overload that specific concept. So we just keep going. Data type, create all databases. This I kind of want to, this is for our user defined types, and I want to add a flag in here to tell us whether we will be adding it to the tables or whether we'll be adding it to the process parameters, because we have made a separation between the two, a very important separation, because we don't, when we query and we find, when we find UDTs in tables that shouldn't be and in procedures that shouldn't be, that's going to be part of our quality assurance system, and we just want to make sure that that's not there. Did I mess this up? Oh, I actually can reduce this code even further, it seems. I don't need to build the name anymore because I have a database table, so I'll just use the name and subtract the prefix from it. So I'll get the name and no synonyms yet, so I have to copy system main, paste it all the way down, and then we'll fill in relational, t-sql, local, and we'll take off the database type. So that will actually give me DB interface main, so I can remove this internal cursor. I can remove all of this stuff. I'll just format this. Let's see. Oh, I need my fetch next. So I'll just copy and paste. Format. And since we have the full name, we just need to trim off the DB portion of it. So I'll just, write the database name, the length of the name -2 for DB, and this is back to normal, but pulling from all of our databases. So I can remove all this code. And when the time comes, and we get our other 60 databases, we can call this and it'll be on all of them. So for the create single UDT, I'm just trying to figure out where I should add the insert statement, where the logic will decide whether it should go in the data point type table or the process parameter table. And I'm not sure if I want to do it in the single or in this unit, but actually don't think that we have the proper tools right now to do it. So I'm just going to reverse this. I do need some information from the definitions table to figure out what realm the SQL data type belongs to, or else it won't work. Just moving on to the next, make sure my code's looking good, saving it. DataSet. When I get those errors about CRLF, I just make sure I save it immediately, because when we pull comments out of here to build the wiki, we want to make sure that all procedures are formatted the same. Subject type, we don't have the resources to do this yet. Oh, we're getting close. Hopefully next sprint we should be there. Classify process looks good. Just made that. And process parameters looks good. So I don't think I've done functions in a while. I'll have to remember to add file path to the process parameter table. Make sure it's, oh, well, this one's been sitting there for a while. Oh, not standard, generic. So I'm just gonna update this to generic date time, generic text, and make sure the output is generic text. I think I ran out of objects. Just quick tech debt video. I mean, quite a bit done for getting rid of the hit on the temp database. So I think that's good for this video. Not very exciting, but like I said, it's a necessary evil. We have to code to move forward, and we have to resolve that tech debt to be ready for production. So thank you once again for watching. Like this video if you'd like YouTube to recommend it to other users in our industry, and subscribe to support me. I will see you in the retro planning video.